us. Let's talk more about all of this. Joining me now is Republican member of Congress Marsha Blackburn from Tennessee. She supports Donald Trump. Congresswoman, thanks so much for being with us.
Yes, good to be with you. Thank you.
For some time, you've been calling for greater scrutiny of the Clinton Foundation. What do you want, or what would you think a special prosecutor would do?
Well, a special prosecutor would laser focus on what has transpired with the Clinton Foundation. And you're correct. May 19th, 2015 is when I was joined by many of my colleagues. We sent a letter to the IRS inquiring about the tax-exempt status of the foundation, wanting to know how they were able to achieve this status when they haven't filed their 990s, when they were accepting foreign contributions. They went from 98 to 2007, never reporting foreign contributions. And so you have to ask, how were they able to do this? We've had subsequent letters to the FTC and then recently a letter to the IRS, FTC, and FBI asking them to investigate. We do have a referral to the tax-exempt organization division of the IRS. But here's the thing. If you put a special prosecutor on it, they aren't going to be under the thumb, if you will, or the guidance of the Department of Justice. They're going to act independently and separately. They can assemble information that Congress has found, that others have found, and take a deeper dive into that.
A deeper dive. Can I pick up on that?
Sure, absolutely.
So you know it's highly unlikely that the president will appoint a special prosecutor 77 days before Election Day to investigate the Clinton Foundation. That seems highly unlikely. Donald Trump says that the Clinton Foundation represents pay to play. Specifically, what evidence is there of that? Because the FBI says they looked into this and they saw no criminal activity. Look, politically questionable, that's a different story, but illegal activity, what evidence do you see of that when it comes to pay to play?
I would say go in and look at what has transpired between Frank Giestra, between Uranium One, between Laureate Education, Nigerian land deal, the information that has come out in this latest tranche of emails with Uma Abedin and an individual from the Clinton Foundation seeking access for individuals who have just made large contributions. You know, when you look at it, John, you've got Bill Clinton, you've got Hillary Clinton, you've got the Clinton Foundation, and then you have the individual making the request. And they are in this circuitous relationship. Our nation's foreign policy has never been for sale. The way Hillary Clinton, they should not, you know, now they're saying, oh, look, what we'll do the right thing. We'll shut the Clinton Foundation down if she wins. It should have been done when she was Secretary of State.
I understand the question of appearances is something that Richard Lugar, then a senator, raised at the time she was coming in. But again, the question is, can you prove the quid pro quo here? And even Judicial Watch, which came out with its release, said there's no, or they didn't come up with any proof of the quid pro quo. I do want to move on to immigration right now and Donald Trump's policy on immigration. Last night he used, again, language that I have not heard him use before. He says he wants to enforce the laws on the books, and then he referred to President Obama's policy on deportation, and he said, well, I'm going to do the same thing. So do you understand it to be the fact that Donald Trump's immigration plan is now, to some degree, a continuation of the Obama plan?
Oh, not at all. The Obama administration has not enforce the laws that are on the books. And that has been one of the problems that we have had. I do appreciate the fact that Mr. Trump is listening to many individuals that, especially there in the House, when we have said, let's do things one at a time, build a wall first, and secure the border, whatever method you're going to use, technology, but secure that southern border. We're joined in that by so many individuals who are fighting drug trafficking, human trafficking, sex trafficking, that say you have to secure the southern border first. And I think there's beginning to be agreement on that. And then you get to the other issues. I've had the legislation, the CLEAR Act, that would require deportation of criminal illegal aliens. Put that into effect. And then make certain that the laws that are on the books are being followed, that ICE is following proper protocols, that preferential treatment is not being given to individuals that are coming legally into our country, make certain that you are looking seriously at this issue with the Office of Refugee Resettlement, the process that is taking place around the Syrian refugees. When you talk with so many of our groups who have been so engaged in refugee resettlement programs, they're very concerned with knowing that the terrorist organizations have said they intend to infiltrate that.
But Congressman, again, what I was getting at right there is what exactly is Donald Trump's policy right now? And again, I think there's some cloudiness about whether he says he will still work to deport the some 11 million immigrants who are in this country. Do you think that is still his plan to force them out?
I think that what you have is he is saying, let's do first things first and look at the laws on the books, enforce those laws on the books, and then move forward from there. And going back to the Clinton Foundation and what you said there, what you have to do is take the information that you have and then see if that is going to lead you to anything that you would say is criminal activity. It is questionable the way they have worked with Uranium One and Laureate and the Nigerian land deal and the paying for access. So there's plenty there that needs to be reviewed about Hillary Clinton and her actions.
Congresswoman Marsha Blackburn, thanks so much for being with us. Appreciate it.